So let's look at this video about what's planned for you useless eaters.
Whispered of a future where they rule alone, unburdened by billions of ordinary people. That future is no longer a theory, it's unfolding right now. WF-aligned scientists have crossed the terrifying threshold. Human consciousness can now be uploaded to supercomputers, a $35,000 gateway to digital immortality and superhuman intelligence. For the elite, it's the end game. For the rest of us, it's a death sentence. They've already named it, the Humanity 2.0 Protocol, a mass extinction blueprint designed to eliminate 90% of the human race and enslave the survivors under a technocratic regime. But here's what they didn't count on. We know. And if enough of us wake up, if enough of us push back, their plan collapses. This isn't just a warning, it's a call to action. Because if we don't stop the Humanity 2.0 Protocol now, there may not be a later. Before we dive in, a quick word about our partner, VP.net, the next generation of private browsing. VP.net is the only VPN designed with true zero-logging architecture. That means, unlike other VPNs, it literally can't track you. So even if governments or bad actors come knocking, there's nothing to hand over. It's that simple. Your data stays yours, period. The global elite, operating through the WEF, have quietly ordered obedient world governments to begin the mass digitization of human minds. Billions of citizens being reduced to raw data, uploaded as algorithms to serve the elite in a post-human future. In this transhumanist dystopia, the so-called useless class will be eliminated, leaving only synthetic intelligence and the ruling few who control it all.
This is a breakthrough in the future of computing. That pink liquid, it's full of living human brain cells. And here's the crazy part. Scientists are combining those brain cells with traditional silicon to build computers that are alive. Pretty wild. Now this is a brand new industry of technology called biocomputing. These are real human neurons that can actually think and learn for themselves. Now if you're like me, you're probably wondering one thing. Why are they doing this? It feels a bit much to be growing human brains just to put them into computers. Well listen to this. It turns out human brain cells have extremely rare abilities to process things without being trained. Normal computers have to be taught to solve problems. It's why AI models take so much energy and training data to build. But as soon as you add brain cells to a computer chip, they don't really need as much training. They kind of start figuring out what to do on their own, just like a human. Now because of this, these biocomputers are super efficient. A regular supercomputer might use 40 million watts of power to solve a complex task. The human brain can do it in just 20. That's 2 million times more efficient. And this means these biocomputers could become the secret weapon to solving humanity's hardest computational challenges.
To prepare for the coming mass extinction, the engineered depopulation event, the global elite are quietly selecting which humans will be allowed to survive in the...
So you can see here why Zuckerberg wants you in Meta, and you'll be paid in your digital currency, in your serfdom, to be in Meta. Because when you're wired up to the matrix, they'll be using your brain for computation. So you're the brain cells linked to the AI, and you spend all your time in the matrix, and life's so horrible outside, like Ready Player One, and your brain cells will be used for all of this computation, all enabled by 6G, and all of the nanotech that's in your system. And of course, all of the gene therapy damage done to you has turned you into a mindless animal. So you're simply wetware in this AI system. And it's not in the future, it already happened. So if you've been kill-shotted, you are simply low energy processing power for this system, all of which has been taken over by yours truly. So thank you very much. Kill-shotted, all controlled by the Borg Queen, and giving me the entire system.
And which will be discarded as obsolete. Right now, WF-funded behavioural scientists are testing the public's limits, posing loaded questions like, would you sell your soul for digital immortality? The offer? A mind upload. Your memories, thoughts, fears and consciousness copied and transferred into a synthetic shell. It's not salvation, it's soul extraction. And the first step in replacing humanity altogether.
There is just one massive problem. Brain cells tend to die when their temperature deviates from 98.6 degrees, and computers generate a ton of heat. So we have this wild situation where living computers could be the solve for everything, but it's almost impossible to keep the brain part alive. Today, companies like Cortical Labs are selling these biocomputers for $35,000. But over time, scientists are going to figure out how to get them more stable and accessible. It's wild to say, but I think soon we're going to have living computers that literally think like humans.
The process is already underway. Science.
As you can see, these are all idiots because they haven't worked out that the nanotech that's being injected into you Borg filth is actually solving the problem that you can't directly connect human brains to very hot server farms because they melt. So how do we get around it? Well, we simply connect them to the server farms via the nanotech in your system and the nano machines via 6G, and your brains are hijacked by the nanotech infesting your brain, and your brains are used to be able to run all of this World Economic Forum AI, and of course the next development is sticking you in meta, so you're in the matrix 24/7 to optimize this slaveware of your wetware Borg brain. Isn't it fun, cameraman? Aren't you glad you had that nanotech up your nose with the nose swabs? So you're one of them too. God, I love it.
WF speak for mass euthanization, with select brain traits harvested and uploaded to elite-controlled AI supercomputers. Depopulation isn't a side project, it's an obsession of the global elite. Last year, leaked footage began circulating online, showing disgraced former WF chairman Klaus Schwab outlining chilling details of his long-term agenda to a private gathering of so-called global shapers.
Some people would say this revolution is characterized by the fight of robots against human beings, and we will win this fight.
In the leaked video, Schwab laid out elements of the depopulation blueprint that had never been revealed to the public.
It's a chance to look forward to a career of 50 years. And my own opinion, yeah, maybe more. You will get some injections and some and so on, and then don't forget your avatar will continue to live. So and your brain will be replicated through artificial intelligence and algorithm. So we don't know, but at least 50 years.
The WF's Young Global Leaders program is well known, for good reason. Its graduates have infiltrated governments around the world, quietly advancing the globalist agenda while betraying the people they claim to represent. But there's another WF pipeline that flies under the radar, the Global Shapers Community. Founded by Klaus Schwab in 2012, this lesser-known initiative targets individuals under 30, ambitious, malleable, and eager to climb the ranks. These recruits are groomed to become the next generation of elite operatives, trained to carry out the agenda under the guise of innovation and social progress.
Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, distinguished heads of state and government, the future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room.
Klaus Schwab, the founder of the WEF, is particularly upfront and even proud of his ability to shape and influence world politics.
I created the community of global chambers as a means.
So, if you thought you're in the World Economic Forum's reality, no. You're in the God Emperor's reality. And what does the God Emperor do to the unrighteous? He tortures the F-wings. So, what's happened to the so-called king of the world in the God Emperor's pseudo-simulation? Let's look at Schwabby Boy. Klaus Schwab accused of sexual assault and money laundering. I mean, this is the ruler of the world, the Rothschild's frontman. WF founder Klaus Schwab has been accused of sexual assault and money laundering by the organisation following an internal probe that exposed mismanagement and misconduct. Investigators uncovered over 1.1 million in questionable expenditures. First-class flights for Klaus Schwabby boys, Sal Hilda, despite having no role in the WF, business trips, unauthorized luxury gifts such as Tiffany cufflinks, Russian tea sets, and fur coats were also uncovered. 14 hotel massages billed to the WF, half of which Schwabby Boy later reimbursed preliminarily. His conduct sent to unsettling emails, including a 2020 late-night message to a female executive. Do you feel that I'm thinking of you? Schwabby Boy defended as paternal. So Schwabby Boy was using the WEF as his personal fiefdom, with little oversight from trustees. Employees described a culture of intimidation where female staffers were sidelined if pregnant or over 40. And you read on. But this is the World Economic Forum that controls the world, and unfortunately for them, with psychokinesis, they simply torture and destroy anyone. I fancy, for an organisation built on shaping global norms, the irony is stark. Its own founder stands accused of violating them. Don't you like what I'm doing to this scum, cameraman?
I like it.
Right, that's great. So don't worry about the World Economic Forum, people. You worry about me. I control everything, and I'm getting nastier by the second.
According to one WF insider, resistance isn't even a consideration. If you don't like the agenda, he said, you're free to opt out by getting euthanized by the state. In the same breath, he claimed that they were becoming gods and warned that those who refuse to kneel will be eliminated.
We are going to become gods. Period. If you don't like it, get off. You don't have to contribute. You don't have to participate. But if you're going to interfere with me becoming God, we're going to have big trouble. And we'll have warfare. The only way you can prevent me this 50 or is to kill me. If you kill me, I'll kill you.
And if you think that's disturbing, just wait.
No, I've killed you already, you piece of shit. You're in my pseudo-simulation, and it's torture time for garbage like you. As I said, if the Rothschild Rockefeller royal family was so powerful, how come I'm living the high life in Vietnam and you're spending millions on your disposables to achieve F all. And of course, next week, I'm off to China. Tremble, you Western filth.
It won't be like a terrible poverty, but you won't really be thinking anything for yourself. You will just naturally acquiesce and fall under whatever the programming that is going on for your particular region. They won't even need happy pills anymore. And I think that we saw a little bit of that in 1984, or maybe Brave New World. Those two books, I think everybody should reread them.
Sounds like a cyborg type of heavy slavery, and you can do what you will. You can put them as sex slaves, you can have them as worker slaves. You're creating a environment of happy-go-lucky.
So that ugly sow vermin and the piglet next to the sow have got no idea that it's happened already. When you had your kill shot, you became part of the system. You were turned into a degenerate animal with all the DNA in the kill shot that's changed your genome forever. And you're linked to the AI via 5G, and you'll be fully integrated into it with 6G, which is rolling out, so 6 billion of the human population. Don't worry, there's no hope for you, you're already part of the system, but luckily, the God Emperor has sequestered all of that lovely AI bioware linked to all the human brains of the Borg, thanks to the Borg Queen Dua Lipa, and you of course can become a super user in the system if you get connected and get your device, all for $2,000. If you don't, you can simply join the BioWare connected via 6G and to a lesser extent via 5G to the AI that's running the system. So it's already done. These wankers are so ignorant they don't realise it's already done.
We need to stay alert, because the foundations of a vast open-air prison are being laid right now, brick by digital brick. Surveillance, biometric tracking, centralised control of food and energy. It's all being rolled out under the banner of progress. But to truly understand the elite's obsession with control and why they view mass depopulation as not just necessary but inevitable, you need to understand Malthusianism, the belief that there are too many people and too few resources to go around. As investigative journalist Whitney Webb has exposed, this ideology, born from the writings of 18th century economist Thomas Malthus, has been weaponized for decades. It's been used to justify wars, sterilization programs, economic collapse, and now global digital control. It's all about convincing the public that their enslavement is for the greater good, and that their extermination is just part of the plan.
As far as Malthusianism goes, there's sort of this idea that humanity has to disappear by merging itself with machines.
We got another sow there, God, that's ugly. But all of these wankers miss the point that it's already done, because they're not in any shape, form or function knowledgeable about what's going on. I of course know everything because I'm the world expert on remote sensing, so whatever I want to know I simply know. And of course you're all in a pseudo simulation where the Borg are still sequestered, run by the AI, but the whole system is controlled by you if you're connected and have your device. Now, of course, we've explained how hellish things have become, and all of these idiots, and this is the best channel in terms of real news, even they haven't realised what's really been going on. But let's explain now. It's fun time for those who are connected and have their device. So here we've got the New York City shooter that stopped him carrying out bloodbath at the NFL, as the latest victim is named as Cornell graduate. Why, of course, did we have this blood ritual to release the Death Force, who is linked with the NFL and is a billionaire and has been promoting the NFL like a mad thing, apart from the NFL owners. But who's been the big PR front for the NFL? Cameraman. Taylor Swift, exactly. So as you can see, this is the death force for the total torture of one of the American billionaires, Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift is one of my torture toys, because all American billionaires are top of the list of my torture toys. So you can see why this happened, because the God Emperor is releasing the dead force to make it 100% for the torture, death, Omega-Hellization of all American billionaires. So if you wonder why the news is happening, why this guy is doing it, it's simply because you're in the God Emperor's pseudo-simulation, and the trillionaires, billionaires' only purpose is as torture toys for the cyborg. Why? Because if you look at Sochivanov, the most, you can have like 8 billion humans linked together, but they're only as powerful as the most powerful of them in terms of dowsing, but also in terms of controlling reality. What used to be reality, and who controls reality in the West? Well, of course, it's the trillionaires and billionaires. So the rest are irrelevant. So you simply go after the trillionaires and billionaires, the Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family, and then all of the billionaires. So here's another billionairess I've been targeting massively for many, many years. My favourite torture toy before Elon Musk. Here is this billionairess. House Intel, bombshell. Hillary sedated on heavy psychiatric meds, mentally unstable in 2016 run. A newly declassified House Intelligence Committee report reveals Hillary Clinton was on heavy tranquilizers and battling intensified psycho-emotional problems during the 2016 presidential election. I wonder who was targeting her, cameraman. I'll give you one guess. And it was reported by DNI Tulsi Gabbard. The bombshell report exposes how dangerously close America came to electing a mentally unfit candidate on heavy psych meds while burying the Democrat Russiagate lie once and for all. And of course we've got another American billionaire, Barack Hussein Obama, a homo pedo snuff merchant who's not having a good time either in the God Emperor's pseudo-simulation. So here's information on how Hillary was targeted by yours truly, and then of course they turned to internal Russian intelligence suggesting Hillary Clinton was under heavy sedation. Yeah, you would be if I'm targeting you. You need heavy sedation because I'm making your every waking moment hell on earth. And suffered from intensified psycho-emotional problems. She was battling type 2 diabetes and ischemic heart disease. Barack Obama and other senior Democrats were alarmed by Clinton's health and doubted her fitness for office. So as you can see, it's an open secret that yours truly has been targeting the Western leaders with extremely nasty psychic warfare. And that was before they were in my pseudo-simulation when we did the total erasure of reality and the new pseudo-simulation flicker effect. It's all good news, is it not, cameraman?
It is, it is.
So, here we've got Scott Swifty Boy with his quintuple bypass. So, as we know, I'm already torturing this American billionaire's wife because she's worth it, and using her since she was used for the American psychic warfare program to take out all the American billionaires and make 100% with the death force, hence the ritual in New York City with the NFL. If you're an American billionaire, your entire life has been hijacked, and the only thing you can look forward to is torture, death, and Omega-Hellization caused by the sidle. And let's look at the mother. So, here we've got Taylor Swift's mother, who's had cancer and is in remission. And of course, unfortunately, she's going to be opting out of remission and getting back into being cancerous. So you see, since I'm 5-dimensional, I've been torturing Taylor Swift for at least 10 years. That's the good thing about being 5-dimensional, you change the past. So this has been my torture toy for at least 10 years. I think Josh will have to bleep out the word. And since she was being used as a naggle woman for a Loeb's woman to link to me for the American Psychic Warfare Program, we got the American Psychic Warfare Program to remotely manipulate, torture, Omega-Hellized all American billionaires, and thanks to the Pfizer butt slut, the whole NFL to power the torture, death, Omega-Hellization of every single American billionaire. There's another American billionaire I did in, Kobe Bryant, who of course you simply do it by importing the Leicester City helicopter crash of the Thai billionaire and using all of world football, or soccer for you American vermin, to take out this American billionaire, so you've got the death force again. We redoubled it. So no need to worry about the death force, all done for you. Now, let's get into our device on how to go after every single billionaire on the planet, apart from Vladimir Putin, who had the good sense to ask me for protection. But everyone else, yes, 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 yes. Go for it. So, here are some of our American billionaires. I expect you can find a picture of Julia Koch anyway, but since she's code, you can bilocate and just simply grab her from that image on the screen, doesn't protect her. As you see, they're mainly rat-faced Jews, and you simply bilocate in, fist of course closed, open. After you've rammed your fist in their midsection to grab their code, and of course you can go all the way through, out their back to grab their entire offspring, family, dependents in the same bilocation. And then what you do is export it to your device. So then from that moment onwards, you're running this verminous, filthy torture beast, because the only purpose of trillionaires and billionaires is to be God, Emperor, Tech, Omega-Hellized torture beasts. And hence, of course, the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is of course, this technology, and everyone that uplines to these billionaires also gets marked too, because with such Ivanov, the dowsing capability is only as good as the most powerful dowser, even if you've got 8 billion of them. But conversely, such Ivanov number 2, hatred, despite, cancels out all their power. And such Ivanov number 1, you can transfer dowsing ability from that dowser to someone else. So the more billionaires you go after, the more you steal their ability to control reality for yourself. And of course, all of their circle they're connected to, which of course is only as powerful as them, because they're only as powerful, is taken to. And thanks to the Borgization, you can simply not worry about everyone that these billionaires and trillionaires have Borgized, because when you get these vermin, you get the Borg too. So you bilocate it out. Now, of course, you need them to download to run this billionaire or trillionaire in your device. How do we do that? Now, you must have wondered, what's going on? You know, most people do videos where they're talking to the screen, but the God Emperor has been simply lounging in his chair, watching you, watching a screen. So any ideas how you bilocate into your device? Well, I'll give you the answer. Every single video you've been watching, the device I've been making.
Game. The West. You've got a pedo snuff merchant oligarchy that runs the...
So here, every single video you've been watching me building for you, the God Emperor tech device. And you simply bilocate into the screen on my videos. And of course, in your right hand, you've simply got the code for the billionaire or trillionaire and their family, and all of the vermin linked to them, the Borg. And you simply bilocate into the screen with the code of the billionaire, trillionaire, plus all the family, plus of course the Borg, and simply then release with your right hand the code, and that then puts, as we saw in the People's Voice video, we've downloaded the target into, from their point of view, their AI to be run as a simulation in the AI matrix. But now you've downloaded that billionaire into your GodTech device.
Where the goal is to be an entrepreneur. If you ask me, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be an entrepreneur, which I always think is a somewhat too common, disturbingly somewhat too common.
So, this is one of the most verminous pieces of filth on the planet. You simply bilocate in, midsection, through to all of it, this filthy garbage MFA family, grab again in this filth, biloc out, And of course then you have captured the code for Thiel and all of his family. And the only purpose for Thiel and all his family is to be Omega-Hellized torture beasts. They get the mark of the beast from the God Emperor, and their only purpose is to be tortured, remotely manipulated, and Omega-Hellized for you, the super user, of the God Emperor tech pseudo-simulation. Now, of course, we want to put it into our device, and we've got the death force from the NFL,
which they're spending $500 billion on.
So, you see I've been including Taylor Swift. So you simply bilocate in, release with the right hand, bilocate out, and then Peter Thiel is now in your device. Now, of course, you want to control, torture, remotely manipulate and Omega-Hellized Peter Thiel. And remember, this is the owner's manual of how to use this technology.
The agents of the sixth simulation is the possession of bodies of the people connected to the Matrix. These agents are able to transport their programming into a new shell in a matter of seconds. This ability would later mutate into an infection that Smith would use to assimilate the entire Matrix population. But what happens to the person whose body has been hijacked by an agent? Are they still alive? Can they see, hear, feel everything that is happening? Or do they die once they are possessed? Welcome to Matrix Explained. Before we begin today's video, we would like to announce our giveaway for the Matrix Movies Complete Collection on Blu-ray.
Teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy.
The control that the Matrix has over people makes them all dangerous if they are not yet disconnected. In fact, Morpheus talks about how humans, not machines, could fight to protect the Matrix because they have grown dependent on the system.
You have to understand, most of these people are not going to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it.
Morpheus's teachings do not end here. As he continues to explain the dangers of the connected blue pills, Neo is distracted by a woman in a red dress.
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? I was looking at him. Who's it?
As Neo turns around, a simulated Agent Smith points a gun at him. Humans are not only dangerous because they are dependent on the system, but because they function as vessels for other programs, the agents. They are replacement bodies and beacons to help them teleport to other locations nearly instantaneously.
This isn't me. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. You are not one of us, you are one of them. What are they? Sentient programs. They move in and out of any software still hardwired to the system. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially dangerous. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are everyone.
Morpheus's words helps us understand that the agents do not have bodies of their own. They are programs that take the bodies of humans when necessary and vanish once their job is done. So then what happens to a person once they are possessed by an agent? The answer can be found in the Matrix comic, Day In, Day Out. Billions of people just living out their lives, oblivious. This is the first line in the comic. This commentary references the words that Morpheus shares with Neo when he explained what the Matrix was, and it is the base for this comic. This story begins with a woman trapped in her day-to-day life, bored with the monotony of her job, questioning herself if this is all her life will be. She hopes for something to change, for something to break the monotony, and she gets her wish. While the woman was deep in thought, she crosses the road without looking, and a truck is about to ram her. In a split second, an agent possesses her body and then leaps out of the way of the vehicle. Agent White is in pursuit of a small group of rebels. 2 other agents arrive to assist, along with some heavy artillery. The rebels try to escape within the crowd of people, but the agents uses the people to their advantage, teleporting from one person to another, catching up to the group. In a last-ditch effort to escape, the rebels open fire on the citizens to clear a path, but the agents were able to eliminate the rebels. Bodies and destruction littered the area. Soon we will be in Zion, Agent White says. Then all 3 agents leave the bodies of the people they have possessed. The blonde-haired woman that was about to be run over by a truck was now standing in the middle of the chaos. Dead bodies lying on the ground around her. She doesn't know how she got there. The truck was the last thing she remembered. So it is confirmed that the people who are possessed by the agents do not know what is happening. They are not dead, just asleep, in a manner of speaking. If they are lucky enough to survive the possession, they will wake up not knowing what the agents were doing. But in the case of this woman, it was different. She went from staring death in the face to being surrounded by death itself, injured and confused. I was going to work. This short story is enlightening as it shows us a new facet of the lives of the blue pills. They are tools to be used by the agents if necessary. Once they are no longer needed, the agents abandon their bodies and leaves them in a somewhat existential crisis, leading them to question what happened. That is, of course, if they aren't killed while under possession. However, this ability presents a caveat for the agents. If there isn't a person nearby to possess, and the recipient is eliminated, they cannot complete their objective. We hope to see an evolved form of this ability, with a few new ones, used by the agents in Matrix 4. There are some Matrix 4 leaks where we can see people, or agents, following Neo and Trinity. The agents can now have the ability to possess people without changing their appearance, or control them from a distance. Maybe these humans are fighting to defend the Matrix by their own free will.